What's up, people, and welcome back to the Reasons podcast. This is episode 7, and my name is Relua. I hope you've all been good. It's been, I guess, like a week and a half since the last one because I had to make up for the one that I missed the week before. But yeah, I guess there's not too much to update like there was last time. But the season started, basketball season has started. Unfortunately, we're 0-2, and it's not really been close. We've lost both games by like 20 something points, like 23 points, 24 points, something like that. And it's tough, man. It's tough to watch. It's tough to be part of. And in the first game, unfortunately, I had a concussion. So I've not been able to play or train or do any exercise actually since 2 weeks ago. Or I guess last week, but it's like 2 weeks ago basically. And it's just so frustrating. Like I go to practice, be with the guys and stuff, and I can't play, and it's really frustrating. And seeing Wednesday, obviously, like I'm not so good that we would have just won the game if I was playing. We, didn't play well enough, but still tough to be part of it. When I can't do anything. But hopefully, I'm going in for another concussion check, like protocol, whatever they call it, on Monday. Today is Friday. Yeah, I'm going in on Monday, so in a couple of days I should know whether I can play this week coming. I assume what will happen is they'll let me train, but I won't actually be able to play, which is again a bit annoying. But at least I can do something. Like I don't have to just sit and do nothing. Like, last week, because obviously it happened on Wednesday. Thursday I had class and it was just actually terrible. Like everything was just bad. Like it was like I just had permanent headache, or not permanent headache. It was like intermittent headaches, but when I had them, it was really bad. So then Friday, Saturday and Sunday especially, I literally just sat in my room, blinds closed, light off all day. Like I couldn't really go outside because the light was just too bright. Like I remember I went to Lidl to go get something to eat, and it was just so like overstimulating. Like it's just crazy. And I never thought the concussions were this bad. I was like, oh, you've banged your head. It's probably like, it's really bad, but it's not like, I didn't expect it to be like this. But yeah, like I remember it happened, right? And my coach was like, can you stay in? And I'm like, of course I can stay in. Like I'm not subbing myself out the game. The ref was like, bro, you need to come out. Like you need to come out. I was like, nah, bro, let me see what's going on. 30 seconds later, like I've had these like 10-second spells of concentration, and all of a sudden, like I don't even know what the hell's going on. Like I wear contact lenses, and it was as if they'd come out, but they hadn't. Like my vision was so blurry. And then when I went to the bench, when I inevitably subbed out, I'd be focusing on the game for like 10 seconds, and all of a sudden I'd just be like looking at dust on the floor, or like looking at the ref's shoe instead of like focusing on the game. I didn't even realize I was doing it. It was just so weird. So yeah, that's what's been going on with basketball and with the season starting. Other than that, uni's the same. It's like, it's just like whatever in it. Like I don't even know what to describe it as. It's just I've come to the point where the master's course is so much worse than the undergrad that I'm just completing it, right? I'm not even like engaging that much because there's no inspiration. Like I just don't love it. I don't have the passion anymore. Like even when I go in for seminars and we have really good discussions, the next day will just be terrible. So what was the point, right? But we have one more person on the course. So last week, we had 6, and now the 7th person has like started coming to stuff. So it's a bit better. Like we have more discussions and whatnot, but it's still like, bruh, could people talk? Because everybody's so shy, and conversation's so difficult when you only have like 6 people in the room. So it's whatever. We'll make do. But yeah, when I'm obviously here to play basketball and do my course, like I'm here to play sport just as much as I'm here to do the course, and I can't do one of them. It really makes me like realize how much I don't enjoy the structure of the course. I still love all the content and stuff, but the way that it's put out, It's not great, but hey, we'll forget about all of that and get into topic for today, which is sport and self awareness, which is kind of on topic because I just started speaking about sport for like 5 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to like actually kind of talk about this because when I was sitting on the bench on Wednesday, it kind of sparked this kind of discussion in my head about what self awareness does for you in sport and just what it like obviously what it does for you in general, but what it does for you in sport in particular was what I was thinking about. Um, and last Friday, so like a week ago today, our coach had his assistant come in, his assistant from his other club that he coaches as well, and he's a sports psychologist. So he came in and he was talking to us about like sports psychology and um, what you can do with it and like why it's important. And he had us fill out this like sheet, which is basically like a player evaluation because he does some stuff with England and GB. So when they're evaluating whether they want to pick a player for a squad, they'll give coaches or maybe players this sheet, and you have to like score yourself on 1 to 5 on basically every element of basketball. So we all filled this out, and he had quite an emphasis on being self-aware, right? You can't give yourself a 5 in everything, obviously, right? But you can't give yourself a 1 in everything, and you really need to be self-aware about what you're good at, what you're bad at, what you can improve on. And it got me thinking, like, how does having that self-awareness actually impact your sport? Because if you're not self-aware, you're going to score yourself a certain way, and if you are self-aware, you're going to score yourself a certain way. But how does the way that you see yourself as a player actually affect your play, right? And it got me thinking because normally, right, when it comes to those kinds of things, I'm quite pessimistic, right? I'll give myself ones on things that I'm bad at, and I'm like, well, I shouldn't be bad, so it has to be a 1, right? Like I'm really bad at it. When realistically, maybe I'm a 2. I could be a 3 in some of the things that I gave myself a 1 for. Um, and then also there'll be some things maybe that I give myself a 5 for that maybe my coach would give me a 4. So I was thinking like maybe there are some things that I am self-aware about and some things that I'm like grossly delusional about. Like I'm delusional that I'm as bad as I think. Like I'm really not that bad. And then there are some things maybe I think I'm really good. So if I not give myself, or give you guys an example, right? I gave myself a 1 for what did I give myself a 1 for? I gave myself a few ones, but one that's like actually I can talk about. Control, right? I gave myself a 1 for control. And that essentially is like when you're a point guard, you come up the floor, you control the pace of the game, you make sure that everybody's in the right place. Basically, you're like, you've got a bunch of puppets, right? And you're the puppet master. You've got everybody standing in the right place. You're controlling the pace. You're controlling the flow. All of that. I'm not very good at it because I'm just like go 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 go, right? And when I thought, all right, what should I grade myself on control? Like 1 was needs development at a lower level, right? 2 was like needs improvement. 3 is acceptable. 4 is good, and 5 is a strength, right? So I was like, well, I'm so bad at it at the level that I play at that I would need to improve at a lower level, right? So what that means for me when I go to play is I don't want the ball if it means I'm having to run stuff, right? My awareness or my self-awareness about how I am with control actually like limits what I can do on the court because I think, well, I'm so bad at this level that I can't actually do this in games because I'm so bad. But then when I watch film back, like I watch game tape back, I'm like, you've been running at full speed, slow it down, and you control the game, right? If you can even do that once, you can't be a 1, really, can you, right? So even though I believe that I'm a 1 at it, I'm not actually. But because I believe I am, it means that in games, I don't do it. So that awareness that I have of my ability that totally hinders what I'm actually capable of doing or bringing to the team because I'm not terrible at it. Like there are times where, yeah, I'll go too fast, but there are times where Steph Curry goes too fast, right? Not to compare myself to Steph Curry, but you know, just to compare that, like even people that are good at something will have moments where they're bad at it, right? So there are moments where that self-awareness is hindering because even though my ability, let's say you gave me 100 attempts to control a game, like if we came up with some arbitrary way to describe what controlling a game is, maybe it's like there's a lot of hectic stuff going on and you decide, hey, look, I'm going to slow it down, I'm going to use 20 seconds of the shot clock and get, I don't know, an open shot. If you gave me 100 chances to do that, I'd probably be able to do it quite a lot of times. I don't know, maybe 30 times, 40 times, right? Which is, it's fine, but it's not a one, is it? Like, you wouldn't need to develop at a lower level just because you're not doing it every single time. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm not very good at it, so, and I'd have to give myself a one. And it means that I basically hamstring myself and I don't actually allow myself to do some of the things that I can actually do, right? Like a one would be like you do it like 5 times and it was all luck. You're doing it 30, 40 times. You must know what you're doing. You're just not that good at doing it every single time. And, that's how I am with a lot of the things that I gave myself a one for. There are things that I can do. It's just when I fail at them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so bad, right? But then if you think about it on the opposite spectrum or the opposite spectrum, no, the other side of the coin, I guess we call it. There are things I think I gave myself 1 5 or maybe 2 5s. I know I gave myself a 5 in anticipation, right? Because a lot of the times in games and in practice and whatnot, I have a feel for the game, like a reading of the game on defense, that I kind of know where the ball's going to go before even the person who's catching the ball knows they're going to get the ball, right? And it means I get a lot of steals where I tip the ball in the passing lane and like a ball comes into the post and I tip it and we go on a fast break. So I give myself a 5 for anticipation because it happens a lot. Like I do it a lot. And it's probably the thing that if you had to take every skill you have in basketball, I'm probably the best at, right? But it also means that I go for a lot of steals and don't get them, right? Because you can't steal the ball in every possession. Otherwise, the other team would never score. And like, obviously, that's never going to happen. But it means that sometimes I will go to tip a ball that doesn't go where I think it's going, and then now I'm cooked, right? The whole team is cooked because I just thought I was like, I don't know, Kawhi Leonard or something like that, right? So that self-awareness that I've told myself have a 5 means that when I go into games, like I'm almost over anticipatory, like I overdo the right, I'm good at anticipation, I'm going to use it thing. And I can imagine if somebody had given themselves 5 for control, for example, they want the ball every single time they get it, or every single time the team has the ball. And it means that they're overdoing things, and that self-awareness is basically taken over completely. So on one side, like I said, like with my opinion of what I have for control, means that I will never even try to do something that I'm really not that bad at because I think I'm bad. And if somebody gave themselves a 5 for control, they're probably doing something too much for how good they actually are at it. So being self-aware, although it sounds like a really good thing, in sport, sometimes it's a hindrance, right? Because a lot of the greats will tell you that they go out there and just play. They don't really think. And for a lot of people on my team, like I assume it's the same. Like they don't really think, they just go out there and play. So when they're asked to do this analysis of themselves, like they literally just go out there, they play, they get the sheet of paper and they say, look, I shot well, so I'm giving myself a 4. Or I controlled well, so I'm giving myself a 5. Or I didn't intercept any passes or anticipate anything, so I'm going to give myself a 1. And they don't really think about it, right? Whereas if you have this like wired kind of analysis of yourself that I guess I kind of have, you get to a point where you're over analyzing. So I'll turn the ball over 4 times and say I have a 1 in control, even though, I don't know, 2 games earlier I controlled the game really well, or 2 practices earlier I controlled the game or I controlled like my team's offense for the entire practice because that's what I was asked to do in that practice, right? So I guess in pursuit of self-awareness or trying to have self-awareness, right, I almost feel like there's no like one size fits all to self awareness. Like you might be self aware about certain things. Like I might be correct that I have a 5 in anticipation. I might be correct that my shooting motion is a 3, or I might be correct that my transition defense is a 4. Right, those are the things that I gave myself. I might be right about them, but I might be totally wrong about my ranking for control. So to say, oh, I'm self aware because I got all of these ones right, might not be correct overall. Like you might not have that one size fits all. I am self aware because I also have a ranking that's totally constricting me from doing things that I might need to do or I might actually be good at. Like there are barriers, right, that you set yourself based on what your self awareness is or what your self awareness you think is, right? And in sport, you kind of need to not have that, right? A lot of like I said, a lot of like the greats or good players will tell you that they don't really think that much when they play, or at least think that much about their ability. Like obviously LeBron James is thinking about what the defense is doing, like Messi's probably thinking about what the defense is doing. Like he's analyzing stuff, but they don't really think too much about what they're doing, about their abilities. Like when it comes to, like there was this one quote where Hazard was, I don't know, they were talking about dribbling, and he's like, I don't even know, like it's just instinct. Like for him, it's just, you just dribble, right? There's no analyzing or anything. There's no like, I'm not good at it, so I'm not gonna try with dribbling for him. Whereas for me in basketball, there's like this over analyzing, and I guess a lot of people have the same where they're like, maybe it's football, and they think that their left foot is bad, so they don't even try to use it. And I guess that awareness of the fact that your left foot is bad stops you from making your left foot good. Like you're never going to be able to use your left foot if you never use it because you think it's bad. And I'm the same with control. Like I'm never going to be able to, 20 seconds left in the game, I need to get the ball over half court and it's me in the back court 1v1 versus the guy. I'm never going to be able to get over half court if I'm like, well, I need to pass the ball because I can't do anything here. Right? So like, self-awareness is great in most facets of life. It's really good. You know what you can do, you know what you can't do, so you know where to focus your efforts, right? If you know you're not good at maths, you're not going to go and get a job in finance. If you know that you can't write essays, you're not going to go and get a job in journalism, right? And I guess in sport it's the same. If you know you can't dribble very well, you're not going to go and get the ball from the guy inbounding the ball and say, hey, everybody get out the way, I'm bringing the ball up. You're not going to do that, right? But if you have this active self-awareness, like this active self-awareness that like dictates your decisions immediately, essentially, or like in the moment, you might have a situation where you need to use your left foot, right? You have no other option but to use your left foot. Or if you're a center and everybody else is getting bagged, right? You're getting guarded up. Like your point guard can't get the ball. He's getting manhandled. You're 2, you're 3, you're 4. Everybody's getting manhandled. You can't get the ball to anybody else. You're going to need to dribble the ball. Like you have no other option but to dribble the ball. And if your self-awareness takes that, assessment of yourself or that analysis of yourself and says, hey, look, I'm putting a barrier up right now. I can't dribble the ball, so I'm not going to dribble. Or I can't use my left foot, so I'm not going to, I'm not good with my left foot, so I'm not going to use it. If you have that kind of active self-awareness, it's not to say that you can't succeed in sport, because sometimes you're just so talented that even when your mind is putting up barriers for you, you just smash through those barriers. But I guess for me, and essentially, or for other people who are a bit like me, where like you're not the best in the world, you're not the most talented player in the world. If I've got this barrier saying, hey, you can't dribble and you need to dribble, then you're just a hindrance to the team and you're a hindrance to yourself. Like you're never going to be able to break through that barrier. And in that sense, social self-awareness isn't great. Like we always think, oh, it's such a good thing. And actually, I made a video. I don't think I made a video about this. I think I did on my YouTube about self-awareness and why we think it's good and maybe it isn't good. And it was kind of tied in with like emotional intelligence or whatever. But with sport especially, having this like analytical mind is, or like self-analytical mind, because obviously you have to analyze the game, like I said earlier, but having this like self-analytical mind is, I don't think, as valuable as we probably think it is, right? Yeah, you might be able to, like I said, focus your efforts where your team needs it or where you're going to be of help to your team. But when it goes a bit too far and you put these barriers up for yourself, you kind of hamstring yourself. Like, you don't allow yourself to become the player that you could possibly be. Like, there is a world in which I get so good at controlling the game that I could play point guard. Like, that is possible. Like, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with my body. Like, I'm a regular guy, you know, I have enough height, speed, or whatever to be able to play point guard. But if my self awareness about what I'm currently like stops me from even trying, then I'm never going to be good. So in that situation, you would want to be the type of person who's not self aware. You want to be the type of person who thinks they're a 5 in control and keeps trying and trying and trying until they get to a 5. Like, that's a lot of the people that I've met in sport. That's what a lot of them are like. They truly believe like they're so good at something that they're not good at, that they continue trying something that they're not good at until they're good at it. But it's not like they don't know that they're doing it, right? They don't know that they're only saying they're good at it so that they can keep trying. They truly believe that they're good at that thing. They keep doing it, and then all of a sudden they are good, right? They have no self-awareness. But having no self-awareness is exactly what allowed them to be good. Like, my coach says this to me all the time. He's like, he's he's so funny. He always says to me, I don't know why he does. He always trolls me that I do philosophy, right? Not because of like what everybody else says about philosophy. A lot of people think philosophy is just like a stupid subject, you know, whatever. Like, I don't really care. But he always says to me, "You're a philosopher, man." And the thing is, he's not even American. Like, he went to America to play basketball, but he's not even American. So like, he goes in and out of the accent from time to time. He goes, "You're a philosopher, man. You just gotta stop thinking." I'm like, "Coach, what do you mean I gotta stop thinking? Like, how do I stop thinking? That's not like, I can't do that." He's like, you gotta stop thinking, man. Just go on and play. And he said it to me last Friday when the sports psychologist was in. And he was saying to the guy, he was like, "Oh, this guy, man. If he just didn't think, he'd be so, man." I'm like, "Coach, what do you mean, bro? Like, what do you want me to not think about? Like, I don't know how to do that." And he's probably coached so many people in the past that literally do not think. They just go out there and they just play, right? There's no, "Oh, I'm not very good, I'm not gonna try." There's, you know, they just go out and play. And I think that's probably what he's trying to say to me, is that like, if I did that, then there wouldn't be any barriers. There wouldn't be like 20 seconds, fourth quarter, like I can't play, right? Or I can't handle the ball, I need to run away, or I need to spot up in the corner because I'm good at shooting. Like, maybe I should try and do something that I'm not good at in order to help the team or in order to improve myself, right? There was a game last year, and there was like, I don't know, maybe like 13 seconds left on the clock, and we were down by 1, I want to say, or 2, and I had the ball, and I was at the top of the key, and with like 12, 13 seconds, essentially, you only want to shoot one shot. You don't want to give the other team the ball. You want to shoot the last shot of the game and score, and then the game's over because they have no time to, answer back. So I'm standing there, and there's like 14 seconds left, and what you should do, and this is the problem, right, is that I know what I should do, but because I don't think I'm good enough to do it, I don't do it. But anyway, you should hold the ball to about 6-7 seconds. Like, tell everybody to just fuck off, get out the way, right? Hold the ball 6-7 seconds, and then you start running whatever you need to run. In this case, for me, like, getting a screen, a pick and roll would be perfect for me, right? So I just hold the ball till 6-7 seconds, call for a screen. That would be probably our best chance of scoring. Like, from the guys that are on the court and everything, right? That would be our best chance of scoring. I passed the ball because I didn't think that I had the ability to hold the ball for like 10 seconds. And as soon as I passed the ball, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you thinking about all that? Just hold the ball. Like, realistically, in basketball, I dribble the ball with my back in front of my defender. He's not taking it from me. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, but I don't handle pressure well. I don't blah, blah, blah. Not pressure in general, but like ball pressure. Like someone's trying to take the ball from me. I don't handle that very well. So let's pass it and hope I get it back. I didn't get the ball back. I didn't get the ball back. And we lost. So it was like, I don't know, a couple of months later, and we had a game. And this time, I guess we were up. So it's a different situation, but it's kind of the same, right? We were up, and I had the ball, probably like 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Not in the game, but in the shot clock. And I don't know, maybe like 20 seconds left in the game. And it's basically the same situation. And coach was like, keep the ball. And I did it this time. Like, we got a good shot. I didn't shoot back. We got a good shot because we ran the pick and roll, whatever. And it kind of clicked for me in my mind that like that moment where I wasn't thinking, because that game I was so mad at coach because he just kept shouting at me, and I was like, actually, I'm not listening to this guy anymore. I'm just gonna go play basketball. And it was one of my most fun games of the season because like I didn't have any analysis. Like I didn't think, oh, I'm really good at this, I'm really bad at that, let's do this and that. I literally just went out and played basketball, right? And it kind of clicked for me that hey, you just play. The things that you are good at will just come out. It doesn't matter what you think about them. It doesn't matter what you think you're good at and bad at. If you just play without thinking, the things you're good and bad at will just come out naturally. Like that play made me realize you can handle pressure, right? You can control a game if you need to, right? Just because you think you're bad at it, because you've had a few moments where you have been bad at it, doesn't mean that you are bad. And when we had that meeting on Friday and we were talking about like self-awareness and players and stuff, thinking about those situations and also what was being said in the meeting was like, damn, like this is why the best players say, I literally don't think. Like I just go out and play. Because they're literally just doing whatever they can and the things that they're good at will just come out. So I bet if Steph Curry had it in his mind, let's say he woke up tomorrow and had it in his mind, oh, I can't control a game. Like I can't handle ball pressure. I can't, come off a screen and roll. I can't shoot stand up threes. He wouldn't be very good at doing it. Even though it's the exact same Steph Curry that 2 days before, I swear, like the other day, he like cooked some guys. I don't know how many points he had, but in the Warriors' first game, he was just cooking, bro. If he woke up, right, and was like, I'm not very good at these things anymore, he wouldn't be good at them. Like, he wouldn't do them well. Like, he wouldn't perform them well, even though he has the exact same ability that he had before. That's why a lot of players that like they fall off. I guess it's the only way I can. It's very cringe, I know, but like it's the only way I can really like describe it. They fall off because for most of them it's mental. Like you'll see they come out of an interview like 10 years later. Oh, this coach, he didn't coach me well, and I lost all my confidence. But they literally are the exact same guy they were like 2 weeks before. That was cooking, right? So I guess like the moral of this podcast, it's not really a story. The moral of this podcast is that like self-awareness might be so great, but in sport it doesn't appear to be as good. Not even appear, it just isn't as good. Like it's not as good of a skill to have as it is in real life. And I think that's why a lot of really successful people, or I guess in sport I'm talking about more importantly here, but in general it's the same, are quote unquote not great people because they're like delusionally confident where they don't really care about anybody else. They don't really. Do you kind of get? I guess like kind of makes sense what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of the best players that I've met, like a certain thing, are not the nicest people because they don't do this analysis where like, oh, I just said something that was really arrogant. Maybe let's not do that next time because I don't want to be an arrogant. Like they don't do any of that overanalyzation. They just go and do whatever. Like they're delusionally confident, and like I said about the guys that are really bad at something that think they're really good, eventually, sorry, they're gonna get really good at it because they're doing it so much that just through practicing they're gonna get good, right? So you know, in an ideal world, you would be able to be super self-aware in regular life. And as soon as the game starts, you go into this delusional state where you are literally the best player in the world. And I've tried to do it. I can't do it. I might have like 10 minutes where I'm like, I'm literally the best player on the court. I'm the best defender in the world. I'm the best like shooter in the world. And then I miss a shot. And then I'm like, oh, reality's back. Like, I'm really not the best. But what the best people, not the best people, the best players do is they'll miss a shot or somebody will score on them and they still are in this state of just pure confidence. And yeah, in the real world, like that gets sussed out like immediately. You go to a job interview for something you're not good at and you present yourself like you're really good at it, you're not getting the job. So not being self-aware there is just a huge detriment. It's like just the worst thing you can be, really. But when you're playing sports, you almost have to be like that because otherwise you're going to put these barriers up for yourself that are going to mean that you can't do the things that you're actually good at. So, yeah, I don't know if any of the people that listen to this play sport as well. I'm not sure. But if you do, feel free to, you know, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you, like, deal with this same kind of thing where you kind of hamstring yourself in certain situations just because of, like, what you think of your ability or what previous experiences have told you about your ability. Yeah, I'd love to know what some of you think. And if any of you disagree or agree with me, then yeah, I would love to know what you think. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. It was a lot shorter than the last ones, but you know, that can be good. And maybe it's better for you guys. You don't want to listen to me for like an hour. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Reasons Podcast. Make sure to tune into the next episode.